What's up, everybody? RaviRamCPA again from RaviRamCPA.
I'm Devin Ramrain. Hey, guys.
And today we're going to mix it up a little. We're going to talk about how you can leverage the concept of time to make yourself rich, whether you're in your 20s and 30s, which is obviously the best time to start, or you can even pick it back up in your 40s and beyond.
Right. A lot of people think once you've passed 30, you're pretty much hosed if you haven't saved anything. You know, people start scrambling to make up for it. Well, we're going to talk about some things you can do that'll kind of mitigate that stress.
Exactly. If Colonel Sanders at age 65 can make it big after not having made it big before in his life by getting his chicken recipe sold, and I mean, hey, KFC is the best fried chicken that's out there, hint, hint.
I mean,
yeah.
We have some qualms. We have differences there.
The point is, yeah, he made it big at such a late age, which
Yes.
means whether you're 20-something or 60-something, it doesn't matter. But let's get into it. Obviously, when you start out, you know, you go to college, or, you know, if you watch some of our prior vlogs, took an alternate approach to going to college, fine. So let's say you're 22, 23 years old, and you have your degree, and you start working. You know, you may only be making $35,000, $40,000, $45,000 a year. There are ways for you to save money. We've talked about that in prior vlogs. You know, live with roommates, do whatever it is you need to do to save $1.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't afford to buy something in the city that you're in, especially if you're in a New York or a San Francisco, you buy a rental property somewhere really, really cheap. You know, we talked about Pennsylvania. Devin could talk a little more about the South and the Midwest.
The Midwest is a really good place to invest. A lot of land. A lot of people need places to live. People are moving there. You know, if you're not in the same state, you know, you can hire a rental property manager for cheap.
Right, and yeah, you're not going to turn the greatest profit in the world, but then when you get
At
first, right, but when you get 2, 3 of them, you're going to be making some serious change on the side that your buddies at work or even your bosses are not making, and obviously you don't have to tell anybody that you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You're building a nest egg, and you're going to pay off those mortgages, so by the time you hit 35, 36, you're going to be like, whoa, I have all this equity all of a sudden, and if you're able to...
It just keeps on appreciating.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Exactly. And you keep collecting the rent, and especially if you're in a bigger city, let's say you go to an Atlanta or another place that's bound to be something huge in the next 20 or 30 years, forget it. You're going to make a killing, and that's something you can leverage again in your 20s and early 30s, that by the time you hit your mid-30s, your 40s, you're just in a really, really great position. So,
right.
In a nutshell, that, I mean, people talk about, you know, 401ks and putting a little bit here, there, everywhere, and becoming a millionaire at 65. We don't say to not invest in 401ks. It's a great side dish. You know, when have you gone to a fancy restaurant and ordered just an appetizer?
Exactly.
Yeah, $1 million. Oh, sorry, babe, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's what you were saying.
$1 million at age 65 is chump change.
Yeah, spoiler alert, we're going to be spreading some real truth in this vlog.
Yeah.
As far as the 401k goes, I completely agree with that. I don't even really think about my 401k. I got one started whenever I very first started working in the hospital, and it's not something that I'm relying on, and you shouldn't. It's something that's another investment. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, as Robbie was talking about.
Exactly.
Just don't. It's not smart.
No. So, all right, let's say you missed the boat in your 20s, or let's say you got married and, you know, you had a couple of kids and you're starting out in your 30s, or, I mean, God forbid, hey, the divorce rate's over 50%. Let's say you got divorced. You're starting out fresh, 34, 35, with nothing. Okay, you know what, it happens. Life happens. Whatever. You know, you can sit at home, eat a box of ice cream and cry about it, or you can do something about it. Well, guess what? You're single again. Go live in an apartment. You don't have to live in a house by yourself. Go live in an apartment. You know, if you happen to still have a house after your divorce or whatever your situation is, rent it out or sell it. We actually don't advocate selling property, but
no, not really.
At the same time, if you can't afford to buy that rental apartment, the 1-bedroom apartment to live in, you got to do what you got to do.
Or if you're still paying on your house, you know. Also, you can move into an apartment in another cheaper place to live, in another state as well.
Right, you can do that too.
Keep your costs low, because you're single again, so
right.
Why not, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So you can literally just take that opportunity, consider it an opportunity. Just you're 35, you're living in your 1-bedroom condo. You have some expenses, maybe you had some kids, whatever, but you're keeping your costs low. Otherwise, you could put away some money and do the same thing that 20-something was doing, you know, in our last segment, I guess, if you will.
Right, it's not too late.
Yeah, so you can, you know, pick yourself back up and keep on moving, and, you know, hopefully, yeah, you'll meet that special someone and, you know, start your life all over again.
Right.
So let's say you're in your 40s. I mean, and again, it's the whole preface to all of this is you want to grind in your 20s and 30s so you can relax in your 40s. But let's just say that wasn't in your cards. Let's say you went through something disastrous or whatever it is.
Right.
Again, it's really a matter of, okay, you have your day job. In this situation, you really, really, really need to have a side business or some rental properties because, let's face it, companies are not hiring 48-year-olds en masse to come in and work for 10 years. They're not.
No.
They're looking to downsize. You could talk a little more about that.
Well, yeah, they're looking to hire someone right out of college that they can pay, chump change to work
Yeah.
80 plus hours a week, and that person's going to, sop up that opportunity with a biscuit because work experience, and everyone knows you need work experience to get a better job.
Right. So they're going to do whatever it is they need to do. I mean, I've managed people in their 40s before. You ever tell a 45-year-old to go make copies?
They'll probably look at you like you just shot their dog.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not pretty. So, yeah, while you're not SOL in your 40s, at the very least, you can still recover and make something of yourself in that case. If you're in your 50s, you will probably, let's be honest, you'll probably have to work a couple of menial jobs. You're going to have to put in the time. But then you put in the time, you save up enough money, you can get a bank loan and start a business. I mean,
yes.
You're probably going to have to do the whole CVS, Home Depot thing if you can't get a corporate job. If you can, that's great. But if you can't, you're going to have to do the 16 hours a day, working a little below what you're used to do what you need to do. And in your 60s, something very similar. You have people in their 60s working at Walmart and that type of stuff to make ends meet. Again, people, what it really comes down to is if you can't make it, it's because you don't want to.
Right, put in a little extra grinding goes a long way in something like this. Just a little extra responsibility, putting away a couple dollars from every paycheck, as much as you can. Pay yourself first, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
And eventually you'll have a nice little nest egg. And if you invested in something like, rental properties,
right,
those entities keep appreciating, and like I said a minute ago, you don't have to do anything else. Just keep it insured. Keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't blow away in a storm, and that's it.
That's it. So, for Devin RaviRam, I'm RaviRam. So long, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye.